Hi everyone, hope you are doing very well. I'll be reviewing 80 Days Around the World by Jules Verne. 80 Days is one of my favorite books, because read it a few times and you can never get bored with it. Right off the bat, Phileas Fogg gets a new servant, and now I can't say his name because it's a very weird name. But Phileas Fogg tests him by asking him the time. He gets out his watch and Phileas Fogg says, "You are 4 minutes? 5 minutes? I think it's 4 minutes too late." So this new servant has to basically be on the ball with everything, be there at exactly the same time every day, and basically be like a machine. Phileas Fogg is very much a machine. So Phileas Fogg gets an idea one day, and he wants to make a massive bet to his friends at the Reform Club. He wants to travel the world in 80 days. Now everyone is shocked and they say you can't do it. But he set out to do it, and he brings along his servant as well. So right away he puts down a big sum of money to say that I will be back at a certain time, and he puts his time down at the exact minute. So they shoot off to the London train. Jules Verne makes the story very realistic, because in typical life is always trying to stop you from achieving something. Something always gets in your way, which he adds in the story, which is very cool. So they head off for the train, and one of the first things that happens in the story is a bank gets robbed. He doesn't tell you how it gets robbed or anything, but a detective named Fix says the bank got robbed, and he thinks Phileas Fogg did it. So when everyone is on the train and trying to calm down, just relaxing, the servant jumps awake and yells that he has forgotten to turn off his burner at his home. And you know burners are expensive if you just leave them on for hours. And Phileas Fogg calmly just says, "Well, you have to wait when we get home and you'll get the pay. You have to pay whatever the cost is. You just wait when we get home." Now, servants, of course, if that happened to you, your stomach would be knots, straight to the travel, but he has to live with it now. You can't go back. This is funny now because he will have that on his mind for the rest of the whole 80 days. Fogg then tells him he'll have to pay the bill, like I said. Fogg doesn't care, which is funny. He's so calm. Now I should tell you a little bit about the characters. 3 characters so far in the story. Phileas Fogg is a machine, like I told you. Does everything the same way every day, to the minute. 2 examples are, he fired his old servant because his water was not the degrees he wanted it. It was 1 below. Or is it 1 high? I think it was below. So he fired him because his water wasn't the exact temperature. The next example is he always puts his right foot out the front door rather than his left. And he has the exact number of how many times he did it. That's crazy. His servant is a strong man. He's built well by his youth. He was in the circus and I think gymnastics, something like that. But he's strong. He's not the most handsome guy around, but he does his job and he knows how to do it. I don't think the story went into what his mind was like Phileas Fogg. But I get the impression that he's the type of man that he knows many trades and he knows how to do them well. Okay, back to the travel and the bet. They run into Fix, the detective, along the way. Fix never really gets his hands on them. They're always one step ahead. They get to India and save a woman from a human sacrifice, which is a very big twist in the story and very tense. It's very well written the way Jules Verne described the plan. Very well done. And at the last second, his servant saves her by disguising himself, and you'll get to read the book. You'll read everything. Story again, but I can't say her name, but it's spelled A-O-U-D-A. Tell me in the comments if you can say that. Fogg starts to fall in love with her over time, but doesn't show it because he never shows emotion. He's a machine. Doesn't show emotion. It has to be a pretty big situation for him to crack up. Fix gets them all arrested, finally, even though he's not the robber. And brings them into court. Fogg asks, what does the bail cost for all three of them? And he pays it right there. Fix, the detective, is dumbfounded and absolutely ripping mad because they got away again. Eventually, Fix drugs his servant and tries to separate them. It works for a bit, but it fails. His servant eventually comes back and they reunite again. I believe they're at a circus or a show. I'm not sure, something like that. And they reunite again, so that's good. Fix thought if he drugged him, Fogg would cancel his ships and trains, whatever he would take, and cancel his bet so he could find him, but Fix just leaves him. Of course, he is upset that he doesn't have a servant or anything, but he still goes on with his bet. But it fails, and like I said, they come back together. Fogg is trying to bring that woman he saved to Hong Kong with her relatives, I think it is. Someone she knows so she can be under the protection. And they end up staying together anyways, proceeding to London together. The servant and Fogg came together, and Fogg's servant beats up Fix for what he tried to do. Because that's something you don't do. You don't split a master and a servant. So he beats up Fix. Fix didn't really care. He actually kind of thanked him for doing that. And Fix is actually with Fogg now, which is interesting. And because Fix wants Fogg, I believe, to go to London. So he tries to get all obstacles out of the way to get him back to London as fast as possible, so he can get the London police to arrest him. Plan doesn't work, obviously, because he's not the robber. And in the end, Fogg and a woman, they get married. I believe he finished the travel sooner than 80 days, which is amazing. Like going around the world 80 days is fast enough, but sooner, that's unbelievable. I find that this novel is one of the best novels I read. It gives your brain a lot of imagination. Like, it gives you a lot of details, so you have to think a lot, imagine what's going on. This is not a book you just read for the heck of it. You gotta do a lot of understanding. I love books that have lots of detail. What's happening in this book is a really great job, storyline and everything. It's almost like it happened in real life, the way he planned everything, which is amazing. This novel also shows how life tries to stop people from achieving their goals and dreams. I find it cool how Fogg battles his way to achieve his bet and go around the world in 80 days. It's amazing how he planned everything to the second, what ships, what train to go around life and achieve his goal. It's like quite a massive goal too. I definitely recommend this book. It's an amazing book. This book is great for your imagination, like I said. Bringing along Phileas Fogg's bet with two of his friends. I think this is one of Jules Verne's best books that he ever written. I definitely recommend you to read it. Brilliant book. That's all. Have a good day. See you in the next video.